Right, let's take a look at the new TaskNotes plugin for Obsidian. So this is one I briefly mentioned it, I think, when I was talking about bases a while back, and that's because this is an approach to task management in Obsidian that's a little different than some of the ones we've seen in the past. This plugin stores all the tasks as their own separate notes, which of course kind of meshes very well with the overall philosophy of Obsidian. And especially with the new bases functionality, this is something that can integrate into that as well, in a way that some of the other task management ones can't. So this is from Callum Alpus, CALLUMALPASS on GitHub. It's also in the community repository. You can search for the community plugins under TaskNotes. It'll be in there. And we've got some nice imagery here. So already we can see there's a calendar view of sorts. If we just go down here to the core features, let's do a quick little rundown before we jump into it. Individual markdown files with YAML frontmatter. So frontmatter is how all of the general task stuff is stored. Everything is stored inside the note itself. Properties, these are some of the properties that it'll add in order to take care of all that. One of the nice things about this is all of these can be changed. So if you've already got a a workflow that uses a lot of front matter, and you want to change one of these to kind of keep a consistent naming style, or to kind of integrate it with whatever other stuff you've got going on, you can do that. So very cool. Project organization using note-based linking. All the tasks can be linked to notes. So very, very cool, especially if you already use some sort of, linking structure to organize your projects or something in Obsidian. This is going to fit right in. Recurring tasks you can also do with this, just like you can with the task plugin and other stuff. Time tracking with multiple sessions per task. This is pretty interesting, pretty cool. This plugin does bundle some other functionality into the task management thing. You saw the calendar. There's some other different views that you can use to kind of organize and tackle your tasks. There's also Pomodoro timing built in. I'm kind of a fan of that. I use a little timer thing that you flip, and it keeps track of when you're working on stuff. I like to just focus for however long I can, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. Take a little break, come back, and just focus. I personally enjoy doing that. This is built in here. Archive function, filtering and grouping options, calendar integration. So yeah, you can also give it like a calendar feed file. You can export that little link from your Google Calendar or whatever, and you can actually integrate that into here. Time tracking, Pomodoro, session history and stats, interactive task previews for wiki links. This is cool. Checkbox to task conversion. This is also cool. Template support as well, and different views: calendar, task list, Kanban, agenda, notes, Pomodoro. A lot of cool stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is the settings for the plugin. There's a lot here. I'm not going to go too in depth into this. A lot of it is kind of just personal preference stuff you can tweak, but some stuff that I will show you. It's got the double curly braces you can use in your templates for variables. These are kind of, if you've used something like quick add, and it's got the little variables you can insert into templates there. So we've got that in here as well. Inline tasks, you can reference your task notes, just by using wiki links to a task note, and it's going to kind of give you a cool little built-in, um, specialized view of it that I'll show you. Calendar settings, typical calendar settings for the most part, really. Do you start your week on Monday or Sunday? Statuses, you can give different kind of states for the tasks. By default, you get none, open, in progress, and done, and you can tell which ones mark the task as being a completed task. You can also add a task, and you can say on hold, and let's give this a nice. Oh, there we go. Nice reddish, like a light red, something like that. Priorities, same thing. If you want to assign priorities to tasks, you can do that. You can also name them whatever you want to name them. You can give them different colors. Very simple. Pomodoro, If you want to set up specific like times for the breaks and stuff, you can do that. Miscellaneous, my favorite is show track tasks and status bar. I'll show you that once we get to there. So this is a task that I've made, and you can see this is all the front matter here that lets the plugin work with it as a task. And everything else in the body of the note, you can do whatever the heck you want with. So if you want to make, bullet notes as you work on this task in that actual note, you can. That's completely fine to do. If you want to, put like research links in here, everything that you want to put into the body of the note, 100% fine. It gives you a lot of freedom, a lot of flexibility. You can structure it however you want, and that's really how when you would want to use a template is if you want to really put some structure into the body of the note. If you want to use that to kind of manage your way as you navigate through completing the task. Might be needed, might be not, depending on the complexity of the task, but the option's there, and I love it. So I've got a bunch of tasks already done. Let's go ahead and let's look at the task list. So you can see I've got 5 tasks right here, and they will have some information here. So you've got the colored dot, which is representative of the priority of the task. So this one was normal, high priority, you can see that there. We've got the due date here. We've got the scheduled date. So due date, when do I need to complete the task by? Scheduled is, this is when I plan to like sit down and do it. And then I've even given an estimated time frame here for how long I think it's going to take me to do. This one right here, you can see we've got the same information. Basically, this one says July 25th, and then it tells you, in case you weren't aware, past due. That is a past due date. So I'm just lagging behind on that one. And then here, instead of the estimated time, it says 1 minute spent. So I'll get to that in a little bit. Same thing here, right? Due date, scheduled date, and this one you can see it's actually linked to a note. So if I click on that, it's going to pop open that note that it's linked to. And then after that, this one says 19 minutes spent and 1 hour estimate. So this is a combination of what we saw in the previous ones. And that's really where these ones just have like the same sort of stuff on them. So let's go ahead and let's go to one of the views, other views, and we'll jump to the board here. So the board is split up into the statuses that they can have: open, in progress, done, and none. So we got this task right here in none. Let's go ahead. Let's just click and drag, and let's put that one in progress, right? So the little checkbox here has changed color to what matches in progress, right? Pretty cool. Let's move it here to done, and that's going to put a little strike through it and give it a filled green circle. If we move it back to none, it's going to mark it as not completed, and it's going to have the gray no no status thing there. We move it over here to open. Same thing. Now this is stylized the same as none. We can go into the settings and change it like we did. Let's put it back there, and it's gonna have the little green filled thing. Boom. Task moved to done. All set. Good to go. You can also click here to make a new task that's got that priority set by default. And then we also have a little like counter up here at the top. 5 tasks, 20% complete. And then calendar. So this is the calendar setting. This is the week view. We also have the month view, a year view, which is a little overwhelming. Month, nice. Let's take a look at the month for a bit. So you can see that we've got a bunch of stuff here. And we've got one right here that's struck. It is struck through. It is done. If you go back here, you can see that one is done. Done. And if we click and drag them, just like it's anything else, we can move them, and it's going to just change that information, change the date, the due date. So one thing you'll notice is that we've got a couple repeats, sort of. So here we've got test experiment, and it's red because that's a high priority one. And then we've got another test experiment here, also red, but this one says due. So this is the due date for that task. This is when I need to have this done, right? And it's a high priority, so I gotta get it done, right? And the one here is when I have scheduled it. So this is like when I gotta get it done, and this is when am I gonna sit down and actually get it done, right? Hopefully that works out, and during that time frame, it's done. Although because you can see it is the 29th and that was the 25th. Whoopsie daisy. But you know what? Maybe I can do that tomorrow. So let me just move that there. And tomorrow I'm going to sit down. I'm going to test an experiment and get it done. Now, if we go to week, we can see that that one was in the all day category, right? But the other one, when we go back here, we can see it says 1050 here. And it shows up not in the same row, not in the all day row, but in the actual kind of like time frame of where it would appear throughout the day. If we switch it to the day view, not today though. Let's go to here. Whoops. That'll make a daily note if you have daily notes turned on. So we can see we've got test experiment there. And here we can see that we've got giant blocks set out here for go to the mall and pick up a chair from 1050 to 120 is when we're going to do that. So all the same type of things you would expect a calendar view to have are here. It's very cool. This is like a dashboard for the Pomodoro stuff. If you want to like look back and see like how many times did you sit down and work on a task, it'll give you all of that stuff here. This is the actual Pomodoro little timer. You can change the task if you want to designate it working on a different one. Hit start. It's gonna, add to that. And again, all of these, oh yeah, I love that. I haven't showed you that one yet. All of these you can just toss into the sidebar if you want instead, and you can just have them right there. We do also have another view, the agenda view. Where is that? Here. And this is going to give you a day-by-day view of, the stuff kind of, you know, organized by when you're supposed to sit down and do it. And this is like a weekly agenda view. You can see Monday, Friday, Thursday. So a lot of options here. And you can also, this is just a quick base I set up. It doesn't have all the fancy highlighting and stuff, but if you do want to just use a base to list the stuff, especially if you want to do some cool filtering by the dates and stuff that maybe the default stuff doesn't give you, you can do that right here. Organize it by priority, organize it by status, do whatever you want to do, due date, and it's got the file name here. If you want to, you can also add like the projects. And any projects that the task is linked to, you can get it here. So whatever you want to do, you can. Now the inline tasks, let's take a look at this right here. So you can see you've got a lot of cool stuff going on. And if we wiki link to any of the task notes, the plugin is automatically going to stylize it in a specific interactive way. So you can see that we've got it. Oh, it's already struck out because that's a completed task. Let's actually change that one then. So if we change it to one that's not done, you can see we've got the little checkbox here with the status open. And you can see here this one's blue, so if it's got a different status, it's going to have that different color in there. And then, of course, the little one next to it is the priority. So green, red priority, you can see. If we click on it, it's going to take us to the node. If we click on this, we can change the scheduling. If we click the little thing, we can mark it as in progress. And then if we click it again, we can mark it as done. So it's going to cycle through those statuses. And then this is just how it looks if you just link to it without anything. And of course, if you wanted to, you can do like a, an unordered list if that's something you want to do. I don't really like how that looks, but if you've got like a theme that does, cool unordered lists, maybe that would be something you want to do. And then if you've got regular checkboxes for tasks, you can see there's a little plus sign here right next to it automatically. You just click that and it's going to turn it into a task note. And then if you click on that, you're going to get the little pop-up where you can go through and actually add some specifics like contests, tags, how long will it take you to link it to another note, change the priority status, any of that. You can even click this and make it so that you get a reoccurring task every so often. So a lot of functionality and it's available anywhere. All right, and then here I've just got that same base that I made that's embedded. Boom. That simple. Easy peasy. What else is there? Oh, so this is just one of the notes that I've got with that task too, and you can see it's going to automatically add the subtasks to that. So that is linked to one of the task notes. And I didn't even add this. This just pops up on anything that's automatically linked to it. So Very cool. We've also got the calendar widget right down here, which I really like, except um, you can see that the calendar itself is very responsive, but the top bar is not. So I like to have my task bars, I guess, a little bit smaller than maybe something like that. I don't know, but you lose access to some of the buttons on the top row if you do that. But it's very nice. It'll tell you when those tasks due. There's also a drop down, regular notes and daily notes. Those don't really populate for me because currently um, this uses I just use created for my notes, but the tasks one uses created date or date created. So if I go through and I change that in the task notes, then I can have it kind of automatically take a look at put everything that I do on that calendar in the specific Dropbox if I want. Very cool. Another thing, aside from the Pomodoro parts specifically, if you right click on a note, you're gonna get a very slick task specific menu, and there's one here that says Start Time Tracking. So if I right click on this and I go Start Time Tracking, what's gonna happen is you can see that it's going to say tracking tracking two tasks down here. I didn't realize I was already tracking one. Let's right click, stop time tracking. All right, so I've been tracking that one for 102 hours apparently. Um, but you can see it'll tell you which one you're tracking if you want to keep track of the time that you spend doing stuff. Now, this is not the Pomodoro timer. So that's why you can see the little Pomodoro dashboard doesn't have anything in there because I have just been doing the right click track time. So you can track the time that you're doing without specifically using the Pomodoro stuff. So a lot of flexibility there, and you can see that's actually why this one has the little highlights because it's being tracked. So let's just stop that there. You can also create a subtask if you want to have a kind of hierarchy of tasks or those tasks that depend on other tasks to be completed. You can archive tasks if you're done with them, not completed, but just you're shelving them. And you can just jump straight to different statuses or priorities right there. So super, super full-featured release. It's been out for, I guess, a couple weeks maybe. I think it's fantastic. I'm definitely going to be integrating it into my main vault, and I really hope that. I'm confident it's going to be something that I find very useful and valuable once it's set up. So go take a look at that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There'll be a link below, and check it out.